me, actually. I'll talk first about what trust is. Trust is the expectation that most people will do what they ought to do most of the time. It's based on a shared set of values that we agree on what the right thing to do. And it's based on a shared set of norms that if we're driving in traffic and two lanes are merging into one, that the right lane will go and the left lane will go and the right lane will go. And if you butt in line, I'll honk because I want to enforce the norms that keep our society together. And trust, my view is trust is a pretty accurate reflection of reality. People feel trust when the world has shown up for them. And trust is the ratio of the number of times somebody has shown up for you versus the number of times somebody has betrayed you. And if you've been surrounded by a lot of betrayal, you're going to feel distrustful. And that kind of distrust is earned distrust. So it's not fake. And in some ways, trust reminds me of faith. Our faith in God is based on this trusting sense of the goodness of God. Our faith in our country is based on a trusting sense in the goodness of each other. And when faith in God collapses, the church collapses. And when faith in each other collapses, the nation collapses. And if you're trusting, then you feel you can be vulnerable with people. You have what they call spontaneous sociability, the ability to just organize with your neighbors to solve your common problems. High trust nations are very equal nations because we want to share with those who are less fortunate. High trust nations are fast economic growth nations because we can do deals with each other. Distrust, on the other hand, sows distrust. When you're in the world of trust and distrust, there are all these feedback loops. So trust builds distrust, and then distrust builds distrust. And so just distrustful people feel anxiety, insecurity, they feel unsafe, they wall themselves off, they don't believe they're part of a common whole. They often fall victim to populism, which is the ideology of those who think they've been betrayed. And so to me, this difference between trust and distrust is central to our national health. And the data is pretty bad. So if you ask people 2 generations ago, not my generation, the generation before me, do you trust the institutions of your society most of the time to do the right thing? 70, 80%. Back in the John F. Kennedy era, Franklin Roosevelt, Dwight Eisenhower era, 70 or 80% said, yeah, I trust my institutions to do the right thing. Now that's down to 19%. It really fell most during Watergate in Vietnam, rose during Reagan and Obama, and now it's back down. The worst kind of distrust is not institutional distrust, it's what they call interpersonal distrust. Do you trust the people around you? And it's a question they've asked forever. And a generation ago, 60% of Americans said, yeah, people around me are basically trustworthy. If you go to Denmark, 73% say that. Yeah, people around me are trustworthy. In America overall, 33% say that. And each age cohort is more distrusting than the one before. So the silent generation has high trust of each other. Boomers, pretty high trust. Millennials, way low trust. Gen Z, worse trust. And I think that reflects life experiences. If you've grown up in this era, it's hard to feel super trustful. But we are in a trust fall. And I think hence that's why we're here. But I'm not too pessimistic about America, but when I look at the trust statistics, it's hard to be too optimistic because it's hard to know how to turn trust around, though we will get to that subject.